Hello everyone. So today I will be giving you short introduction about how to write a code in Silvaco TCAD, and you will be able to do some basic device simulations, electrical characterization related to your device or any kind of structure whichever you want to design in Silvaco TCAD. So this is the basic structure which I have designed, and we will be using it today for writing the code. So this device consists of three regions. Region 1 is green, region 2 is orange, region 3 is red, and two electrodes. The gray part shows electrodes, anode and cathode. So left side is anode and right side is cathode. And in between we have trenches such that the region 2 connects region 1 and region 3 via bridge. So these are the various dimensions used, and basically Silvaco uses all the dimensions in micrometer, so you have to convert all your dimensions in micrometer, whichever structure you design. So okay, I will be using CentOS 7. In this version you have to open the deck build using the terminal. Silvaco is also available for Windows, in which you can directly go to the SEDA tools and then click on deck build. Deck build is basically the editor which is used for Silvaco, which is used for writing codes and simulating them. So in this we will be opening deck build in a terminal /deck build and then click enter. So this is the basic environment of the editor, deck build, in which this is the space where you will be writing the code, and this is the space where we will be getting the log file and simulation output basically. So in this part we will be starting to write the code. So for making this a short video, I have already written the code for the structure. So if you are also having any code, you can directly open it. So basically this code has a in file extension, training.in. So first I will be telling about basic files which are used in Silvaco. So there are three types of file: .in file, .str file, and .log file. So .in file is basically the editable file. This is the editor file, like .txt. So this is the main file in which we will be creating .str and .log file. .str file is basically the structure file. So you can see here, this is a structure file. It comprises of information about the structure, how the structure of the device will look, and log file, you can see it here, like .log. This file comprises of all the electrical information and calculated parameters after simulation. So we will be starting from the top. First we will start initialize atlas. So for that the command is go atlas. Then we will be initializing mesh. So by mesh I mean this is the complete entire structure. So meshing is done so that I can simulate each and every part individually, and the electron movement or carrier transport movement can be simulated. The equations can be solved for each individual part. So basically what I do is I divide this entire structure into fine points. You can see it here, like I have divided the entire structure into fine points. So this is called mesh. It can be uniform, it can be fine at some parts, like it is fine here, and it is coarse at some parts. So the area, active area, like this is my active area, the mesh should be fine here. Otherwise you can keep a uniform fine mesh, but that will take a lot of time to simulate. That is the problem with that. So you can define mesh in such a way that it is the trade-off in between the speed of simulation and accuracy. More fine you go, the more accurate simulations. But if you go with the coarse mesh, the simulation will take less time, but reliability of the results and calculated values will also reduce. So you can see that for defining the mesh, we use the statement x dot mesh for defining the mesh in x direction, which is this horizontal direction, and for defining y mesh we go in vertical direction. Also, this statement mesh space dot mult equal to 1 and width is the initialization statement of the mesh, and it is compulsory. Width is not compulsory. By default, width is taken as 1 micrometer, but in order to compensate for bulk of the device, since we are doing 2D simulation here, we will be using a 0.4 micron width, non-simulated Z direction basically. So after defining the X mesh, the commands are very simple. Like, you have to write x dot mesh for X mesh, and then LOC means location, from where to where. Space means SPAC. What is the spacing? You can compare it with a ruler or a scale, which is a centimeter scale, which is having 10 divisions between 0 and 1 centimeter, like 0, 0 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, similarly till 1 centimeter. So it means similar to that. Like between 0 and 1 micron, we have spacings of 0.1 micron. So this is the division. You can change it to increase, you can increase or decrease that in order to increase this basically the spacing between the mesh and making the mesh more fine or less fine. And these regions are defined as per the structure. So all these locations are defined as per the structure: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So mesh has to be defined as per the structure. Y mesh is also having a similar structure, similar command. So you have to make X and Y both meshes. After the meshing is done, then we come to region. We have to define the regions. Like in this, you can see that the regions are defined. Region 1 is from 0 micron till 5 micron. So X minimum is 0 and X maximum is 5. Y minimum is 0 and Y maximum is 11, and the material is specified to be InGas. You can find all the materials which are used in Silvaco in this appendix, Atlas materials. It is appendix B. Here all the materials are given with their properties which can be used. So you can see this manual here. So regions can be defined easily. We have to just define the coordinates of the region from where it is starting and from where it is till where it is going, and the material can be specified. For InGas, X dot composition is also specified. For gallium arsenide, it is not required. Similarly, this white color portion in between is the trenches. So the trenches which comprises of air is also defined. So you can see here that this region is comprising of air and it is also defined in this. So after defining the regions, we move on to electrodes. So there are 2 electrodes, and we similar to the regions on similar lines, we are defining electrodes here also. Then comes doping. So in doping, there are 2 options, whether we can go for a uniform doping or we can go for basically a p-type, basically a Gaussian type of profile. So CONC means concentration and p-type means the doping type and in which region we want to dope this type of doping. So it is done in region 1. Similarly, you can do doping. Then Silvaco gives us option to define different materials also. Like you can define your own material properties. For example, by default property of InGas in Silvaco, the carrier mobility is 8000 centimeter square per volt second. But as per my experimental results, I have received a value of 10,000 centimeter square per volt second. So I have used it as 10 centimeter square per volt second. We can define other various properties also, like saturation velocities, electron band gap, carrier lifetimes, etc. So after defining specific material properties which we want to modify, and we will be moving on to models. This is a very specific part, and these models need to be calibrated as per the experimental results. So if you get some experimental results, you need to calibrate your simulation models according to that, so that your simulations can be reliable. So SRH model is used, FLD mob is used. SRH means Shockley Reed Hall recombination model. FLD mob is the mobility model which is used here. You can define the temperature here at 300 Kelvin. So the temperature is in Kelvin. Print command is used so that we get all the information about the equations here which the Silvaco is solving. So in this log section, after defining the models, we will be moving on to, we will define some contacts. I have here defined simple ohmic contacts. We can define Schottky contacts also, and we can define work function here also. Like if you write neutral, it will be ohmic contact. If you write Schottky, it will be a Schottky contact. You need to define work function for that also. And we can also define here contact resistance, capacitance, and other parasitics related to it. Once we are done with the structure part, then we will be saving it in order to see how we have designed a structure. Hash or pound symbol is used for comment. We can comment that, we can comment any line. So it turns out to be green whenever we comment any line. So when we write quit command, the simulator quits here and it will not run further. So let's see, we will run the simulation till here and let's see if whether we are getting the same structure which we desire or not. So you can see here that we are getting almost same structure which I have drawn here. So this white region is the trenches. Here is the legend showing the different materials which we have used. This is the conductor. By right clicking on this graph, you can go to various properties. You can see the mesh which you have designed. You can see your electrodes. You can see that left is anode and right is cathode. You can define it here also. So once we are done with the structure and we are satisfied whatever structure we have designed is correct, then we can move on to simulation or electrical characterization part. Interface statement is used in order to compensate for any defects or fixed charges which are present. So this is basically in order to calibrate your simulations so that they match experimental results. You can consider the effect of other bulk defects in through this fixed charges statement. The units of this is 2E12 per centimeter square, while the doping which we used was per centimeter cube. The doping here is in per centimeter cube, while the surface charge or fixed charges are per centimeter square. You can also call it sheet charge density. So output statement is nothing but whatever things we also need to get in the output, whatever things we require, like conduction band. We want to see the conduction band. So for that the command is con.band. For valence band, val.band. Electron velocity, electric field, electron temperature, noise, charges, whatever things we need to calculate, we can write in output. So the method statement basically comprises of three methods. These are basically iterative solutions, iterative methods in order to solve the equations which we have defined in the models. Like SRH and FLD mob will be having a set of equations which will be solved in an iterative manner. So method defines that iterative manner in which those equations will be solved. IT limit is the iteration limit. Max trap is the further trapping limit in each iteration. Like in 80 iterations, each iteration will have 20 furthermore iterations. So overall there will be 1600 iterations. And carriers are also defined. If you need to define a single carrier, you will be writing carriers equal to 1. Since I have both kind of carriers, I am using two carriers here. Now next, after defining the method statement, we will be moving to solve statements. So we will initialize solve init. This is the initialization statement for solve. And then we will be applying any voltages, any kind of voltages you can apply after that, after initializing solve. So I have grounded, I have connected cathode to ground, and I will be sweeping a voltage across anode in order to get the IV characteristics. But before that, we need to create a log file also in which all the data will be saved. So here in this command log space outf, I am saving the log file. I am creating the log file in which the simulation data will be saved in this file. So all the data, all the calculations which will be done here will be saved in this file, all the numerical data. So the solve statement basically comprises of name and on which electrode you want to apply any voltage, and V anode means the initial voltage, V step means the step in which the voltage will be increased, and V final will be the final voltage till where you want to go. So basically what the statement is doing is sweeping the voltage at anode from -5 to 5 volts with a step size of 1 volt. You can decrease this step size to 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.5 volts based on your requirement, and it will automatically increase the simulation time also. So if you want to get quick results just to see how your device is performing, you can increase the step size and just see a rough graph. And for further for like if you want to go to research, if you want to give your simulations in research paper or something like that, you can do fine simulations after validating the concept that your results are coming right. So after all this electrical analysis, we will be finally saving the structure again. So the structure should be saved at last. The practice you should adopt, because all the electrical parameters and effect of electrons and movement will be captured in the structure file if you save it at the last. If you save it initially, then all these things won't be captured. So at the last we will be writing the quit command. So the code is done with this, like the per section comprised of the structure file, how we defined the structure file. Once we were satisfied with the structure file, we moved on to the solution part. For solution part, we defined method and the output statement, the solve statement. These are the basic statements which were defined in the solution part. So let's see, we will be running the simulation from here. Like I will press run and the simulation will take some time to run. Let's see. So you can see all the information is we are getting here. Whatever models we have used, what step currently it is at. So it is currently at -5 volt. I have used the Newton method, so here N is written for the solution. If you define a very fine mesh, it will take more time. Some simulations may take up to a week or a day or 2 days to get some solution. So while defining the mesh, you need to be very careful, or you can always go back and change the mesh. So the simulation will be taking around about 6 to 10 minutes to get a solution. Let's see. So you can see here the solution is having some convergence problem, so it is automatically reducing the step. Currently it is doing for -5 volts, so it has automatically cut off the step by reducing it till the time it is not getting any solution. If it gets a solution, it will go back to again +5 volts. Oh, sorry, -5 volts. So it has again reduced the step. The step is reduced to 4 times. 5 divide by 2 and then again divide by 2 and again divide by 2. this thing is defined by, this number is defined by maxtrap. So now it has found a solution. So it has moved on to next step, minus 4 volts. For minus 5 it has found a solution. Here we are also getting the time for the each bias step. So here it is, we are also getting the time. So total time of simulation is like about 5 minutes. If you get convergence problems and you are not getting a solution, you can always increase this IT limit. This limit can be increased, even this max trap can be increased, so that the simulator tries to solve further and may get a solution. By default the IT limit is set to 40 and max trap is set to 5, so you can increase that. If you get convergence problems and the solver is not able to get a solution for your problem, in method there are other methods also. Currently I am using Newton. There is Gummel and Bloch also. So Bloch is another iterative method which combines both Newton and Gummel for solving the equations. You can even mention Newton and Gummel both also simultaneously. Like I can write method Newton space Gummel. So it will be finding solution from Newton and Gummel both. Currently it is only using Newton method, which is very much feasible and will be getting a solution soon. So the simulation has been now completed. It took around 7.65 minutes for the simulation to be completed and all the files have been written. Now in order to open the files, you can also right click on this file and plot it. So it will be automatically plotted. You can see it here. You can right click here, and if you want to see various positions of bands and everything, we can go here. Like you can click here, contours, go to define, go to contours, and here you will get all the parameters whichever you want to see. Like if you want to see electron current density, so this will be the electron current density profile. You can also save this image if you want. You can go to save as. The image will be saved as PNG, so you can save this image. We can see other parameters, other properties also. Like we can see valence band energy, potential, recombination rate, conduction current density. So you can see that due to this channel, all the current conduction is going through this channel only. So we can make some kind of analysis from this. Also, now we will be also plotting the log file. Let's see how our IV characteristics have come. So right click on this and plot it. Go to display, right click display. Anode voltage is set correctly. We will go to anode current. So these are the IV characteristics which we are getting. So it is like a PN diode kind of thing which we are getting. We can make certain observations. We can export this file. We can export this data. If you want, you can export this data in multiple formats. Like you can click on export, go to Tonyplot user data, go to displayed only. You can right click, you can set your own name here, and you can click on OK. So the file will be exported. You can open this file in Excel or any software like Origin, data plotting software, or you can save the image of this file also by going save as, and you can save this image. So this image will also be saved. Okay, I hope you liked this short tutorial. If you have any problems, you can write that in comments. Thank you.